beautiful brown girls. Welcome back to another episode of Brown Conversations. Welcome to the live. If you are here for the live, welcome to the replay. If you are here for the replay, what up over there, Miss Sabrina?
What? Oh, wait, I got to fix it. I got a different one this time. But what's going on?
Yes, honey. Yes, today is a celebrate, y'all. Today is a celebrate. Okay, so we're going to tell y'all why in just a little bit. But in the meantime, y'all get on in here. Get on in here. As you are coming in, we see y'all coming in. Go ahead and start commenting. Let us know who is here. Let us know where you are watching from. Let us know what you're excited about to share with us today. Let us know if this is your very first time hanging out with us on Brown Conversations. Also, go ahead and share the broadcast. Tag some of your friends. I was just about to share a moment ago. I don't know if y'all saw when the intro was coming on. I was trying to share and I had dropped my phone, and then the keyboard was like, we're going to stop the intro. And I was like, ooh. My bad. So I'm going to go ahead on and do that now. I'm going to go ahead and share here on my social networks because y'all, we got a show today. Let me tell you, it is going to be a good time. Hey, Irma. Hey, Kim. Hey, Aisha. Hey, Tianda is here. Yes, y'all are representing. Okay, let me make sure I give the instructions, child, because we got so much going on. So as you all are coming in, make sure you introduce yourself in the comments, that you let us know where you are watching from, that you go ahead and tag some of your friends, that you let us know if this is your first time hanging out with us. If this is your very first time hanging out with us, go ahead and type first time in the comments. But listen, if you hear all the time, child, you be hanging out, you've been down with Brown Conversations, go ahead and type OG in the comments because we want to shout you out too.
2018, okay? OG, 2018, Kimberland.
It's been a minute, girl. It's been a minute we've been at this, Sab. My goodness.
I like the hair. It's darker.
It is. I did a little purple-blue combination situation. I tried to channel like my inner hairstylist because this is not my ministry. But hey, it do what it do. I'm just going for, the whole wild look or whatever. So we'll see. We'll see what that looks like as we're here. Hey there, Nolan. Welcome from Davenport. We have Kenya is here from Long Beach. Let me go back and shout out our folks. We have Irma is here. Kim, Aisha, I called y'all out already. Linda is here from Seattle. We have Shayna is here from South Jersey. Kim is representing Orlando. Phoenix is in the house. We have Tia is here with us from Chicago. Honey, listen, y'all, I'm telling y'all, this finna be a turn up, okay? We about to have so much fun today. I'm not even kidding. Like, we about to have so much fun. We have so much to talk about, y'all. I guess, do I make that announcement now, Sab?
Yeah, just go ahead. Yeah.
This is the last show of the year, y'all. This is the last show of the year. So we are going out with a bang, okay? So, tag your people. Tell them to get in here, child.
Yes, share. That's what I'm doing now.
Honey, tell the people to get on in here and come hang out with us, honey, because we about to have a good time. I still ain't shared. Hold on. I'm sitting here running my mouth. I'm girl, let me get focused, child.
That's what I am doing now. I want to make sure I get this shared.
All right. Mission accomplished on my end. Let me make sure all my ringers is off, my things, child. Hey, it is time for the show. So let me go ahead and get us started, honey, because like we got things to do. We got things to do. Okay, so welcome, y'all. Welcome to Brown Conversations. This is our virtual platform where we talk about all things brown girl related. We are here to connect you to other like-minded women and give you a platform to share your voice in the brown conversations that matter to us and those we care about. We invite you to connect with beautiful brown girls and connect with us in the individually as we take this journey through life. My name is Kimberland. I am coming to you from Mexico City, Mexico. I am an educational advocate and consultant. I'm a life coach. I'm a professional frolicker. And tonight I am one of your hosts.
Ow. Well, my name is Sab Jackson. I'm also one of your co-hosts this evening. I need a better dance. Like sometimes I just be rhythmless, but my name is Sab Jackson. I come to you from the interesting city of Dallas, Texas. I am one of your co-hosts this evening. I am a healthcare marketing professional, forever student, podcaster, dreamer, daughter to Barbara, sister to Maria, sister to Tawana, and it's my another year around the sun today, y'all. Ow. Y'all see the air horn? Y'all should see my place. It's full of this and streamers and stuff and balloons on the floor because you have to celebrate yourself, right? So I
Yes, you do.
this morning and was excited to see just this, waking up to this. So yes, I'm not ashamed of my age. I am 42 years.
And you look good, honey.
Ow, thank you. So yes,
looking like you're 20-something, okay?
And I wanted to celebrate with you ladies. So yes, I could have just taken the day off, and I did take the day off of work and not do anything, but I did really want to celebrate my birthday with you all. So thank you for allowing me the space to do that.
Yes. So the people are saying happy birthday, Sab. Happy birthday to
you.
Yes. Do y'all see this? Let's get into this, y'all. Now, I didn't tell Sab I was making this flyer. I actually did right at the last
where
moment.
You get this picture from?
But honey, get into this. Honey, Sabrina is out here giving it to the people, child. Giving it
Kimberland.
to the people. What?
Where you get that from?
Don't worry about all that. Don't worry about all that. I got it. It is your birthday. Okay. So happy birthday to Sab. It's to celebrate, y'all. It's our last show of the year. It is Sab's birthday. We got a special guest today. We got all kinds of Okay. Let's get into the things because I want to make sure. Because we're going to be getting all excited and then I know.
We want to stay. We got to stay
on that. Okay, so this might be your very first time hanging out with us at Brownversations. So we want to make sure that you know what we are about here at Beautiful Brown Girls, all about sisterhood, support, and self-care. Everything that we do is centered on building authentic relationships, swapping stories, experiences, and just really uplifting each other and holding space. So here at Beautiful Brown Girls, you can find more community, more support, richer conversations, greater connections, honey. If you have not already gotten connected to us in our members network, let me tell you, that's the place you want to be. So go ahead over to members.beautifulbrowngirls.com. Don't go now though, because we need y'all to stay here with us because we got a popping show. But I'm just saying, go ahead over there when we get done, or if you can open another tab, so that you can do some exploration about what we are about and really get connected to that members network. That is the place where we have deeper and richer conversations. We have classes over there. We've got book club over there. We've got blog posts over there. The other day I was looking at some of the home decorating blogs that we have. Like, it's all kind of stuff over there. If you're looking for it, it's there, okay? And it really gives you an opportunity to find people that are in your area that you can connect to. Quick story. We had Friendsgiving last week, and there was a lady that was there from she said that she was in Mexico City. So I was like, okay, so she emailed me, we connected, whatever. How about she had never even heard of Beautiful Brown Girls before? She was looking on Meetup and looking for somewhere because she's been in Mexico City and didn't know where the people were, honey. And she just so happened to roll up into Friendsgiving and saw that I was in Mexico City. So shout out to Sylvia. She and I got to frolic about Mexico City. And now she's in the community, honey. She is connected. And that's how things work here at Beautiful Brown Girls, okay? Isn't it though? I was like, Sylvia, what? This your first time? She was like, girl, I ain't never heard of y'all ever in my life. And I was like, well, child, welcome to the party.
Wow.
Okay. So that's what we're about here. And we want to make sure that we honor that, right? So again, this is why we ask you to drop where you are in the comments, because you just might find your next friend, your next frolicking partner, right? So be very intentional about that. If you ain't done it already, go ahead and drop that info into the comments. Again, where are you watching from, so that people can connect with you. Okay. Now, having said that, we have the opportunity for you all to come on as live guests, right? And we actually have a special guest today.
Show do.
Waiting in the wings.
Show do.
Yeah. So she's going to be joining us later on, but we definitely want you all to make sure, if being on the show, if you're like, oh my gosh, they look like so much fun, we want to hang out, this looks like an incredible thing to do, like all the things, let us know in the comments. Go ahead and type "bring me on" in the comments, and we will message you and get you onto the show. It's a blast. It really is a good time. So go ahead and type "bring me on" in the comments if that speaks to you and you are like, I want to be on the show, I want to hang out, I want to come out the comments and let my face be seen. Okay.
So also, if you enjoy our content, if you want to help us amplify this content and help get the word out, so people like, what is her name? Sylvia and May can get this message. So please, right now, just share it. It takes you 2 seconds, not 2 seconds, like 5 seconds. So please share the content, like the content, because we really want to continue to amplify this message and let other women know that we are out there. And it just also drop some stars too. You also know that if you give us some stars, that gives us the opportunity to it doesn't give us an opportunity, but it just lets us know that you like our content, and it just gives us support.
It supports the mission, child. Because listen, this is a labor of love. Let me tell you, sis was sitting here at this computer, child. So it's probably about 10 o'clock this morning getting ready for the show today, honey. Okay. So it's a labor of love, and we appreciate any support that you all want to give. So if you aren't able to give stars, go ahead and give us some emoji reactions, okay, while we're here, because again, we're going to be talking about a gamut of things. So we want to make sure that we can get the feedback, because we can't see y'all, right? So the only way that we know that y'all rocking with us is if y'all give us some feedback, okay? So you can give us all the hearts, all the likes, all the care emojis, all the things while we are here. Now, we made the announcement at the top of the show. I'm going to say it again. This is the last show of the year, y'all. This is the last show of the year. So that means that we are on break until we come back in January, right? So that way we will be able to take a moment to refresh, also focus on the holiday season, so that we can come back fresher and newer and bigger and better in 2023. So this is going to give you an opportunity to catch up on all the things, honey, that you may have missed. You might have missed episodes of Conversations. You might have missed Brown Girl Boss, honey. Now you got all the time in the world to go back and catch up, okay? So wanted to let that be known so that you all can govern yourselves accordingly, as they would say in church, okay? So make sure that you do that. Now, we shouted out Sab's birthday, but guess what? We're going to miss December birthday, so now it's time to shout y'all out. December birthdays, where y'all at? We need y'all in the comments. Happy birthday in advance to our December birthdays, okay? So if your birthday is in December, if you have a loved one whose birthday is in December, go ahead and shout them out in the comments. You know, December babies, they often get slighted because they, you know, it's so close to Christmas. So we want to make sure we honor the December babies, okay? So shout out to Kim, December baby in the house, okay? Look, Trebet said, Trevette said, wait, girl, my birthday coming up in a few days. Girl, we know, but we got to make sure we get the December birthdays too, girl. But happy birthday to Trevette. Happy birthday to Andrea, December 17th coming up.
Ow.
Gina's birthday, December 19th is
Gina.
coming up. Yes,
Wow.
Christina's dad's birthday is on Christmas Eve. Okay,
Wow,
grandbaby's birthday on December 4th. We got a son's birthday on the turning 22 on the 10th. Okay. Come on, December babies. Y'all up in this piece. So happy birthday to you all. We wish you all a marvelous birthday.
Another year around the sun.
Brighter smiles, louder laughs, all the things. Okay, so happy birthday to our December babies.
December 25th could be. Is it?
I know, right? Yeah, we want to make sure we give y'all some love. All right. So again, happy birthday, December babies. So happy that you all are making it another year. All right. All right. We ready to jump into these updates, Sab? Girl,
into them. So we, at the top of the show, we are going to give you some updates on the student loan debt relief program that was blocked. Courts have issued orders blocking our student debt relief program. As a result, at this time, they are not accepting applications. So what does this mean? This means, well, conservatives, are essentially behind a lawsuit to stop student loan cancellation, but Biden still has the power to cancel debt if he decides to use it. So on Thursday, November 10th, a judicial appointee of former President 45 ruled that the debt cancel. Can I also note that this is oh, never mind. See, I'm going off track here already. So former President 45 ruled that the debt cancellation plan was unconstitutional, and U.S. District Court a judge said that the president wants to create a new law. If he wants to create a new law of vast economic and political significance, it must have clear congressional authorization. So for right now, the $20,000 and up student debt cancellation has been blocked for now. So you can't even go online and submit an application, even if you wanted to still get into the pot. But it's unfortunate. They did receive your application. I applied, Kimberland. I hope you applied, and I hope everyone
definitely, else. Girl. You know, give me these coins, honey.
But yeah,
it's on hold. We don't know what's going to happen. It's in litigation. If you had not had a chance to apply, you're going to have to wait until after whatever happens with this. But we're just all in a holding pattern right now. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Conservatives cock blocking.
That. So speaking of conservatives, we had a election since the last time we were here. So the last time we were here was the day before election day. So since then, we have gotten some election results, and we wanted to highlight a few things for you all in the event that maybe you had not seen any of these results, or an event that you just wanted to celebrate some of them. All right. So we've got some highlights for you. So the first of which that we have featured here is Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine is a Democrat who won the U.S. House District 30, which covers much of Dallas and part of Southern Dallas County. That's what Sab is over there. Jasmine succeeded Eddie Bernice Johnson, who for decades represented that congressional district, and she actually endorsed Jasmine. So Jasmine is a 41-year-old civil rights and criminal defense attorney. She won the runoff by 0.8% of the vote after redistricting efforts shifted her constituency. So congratulations to Jasmine. She's also a member of Delta Sigma Theta sorority. Ooh, my soror. So congratulations to her. Next highlight we have is Wes Moore. So Wes Moore won the Maryland governor's race, and he won this race outright, y'all, with 64.3% of the vote.
That's significant.
He is the only third Black governor elected in the country.
The country, Kimberland?
Girl, I read that like 7 times. I was like, you sure? the third Black governor that has been elected in the country, and he is the first Black governor of the state of Maryland. Also, his lieutenant governor, Aruna Miller, is an Indian American woman. She's the first immigrant to hold statewide office in Maryland. And Wes Moore is also a first-time politician. So shout out to him. He was backed by some heavy hitters. So shout out to him. Then next up, we have Maxwell Frost. Maxwell Frost is representing Florida. He is a 25-year-old Afro-Cuban who started organizing at the age of 15. And the reason that he started organizing is because he said he didn't want to get shot in school after the Newtown, Connecticut mass shooting in 2012. He is the first Gen Zer to be a part of Congress. So for the record, Gen Z, or 2022 was the first time that Gen Z, and Gen Z is people who were born between 1997 and 2012. So 2022 was the first time that that demographic of folks could run for Congress, because the minimum age to serve in the House is 25. So Maxwell Frost won his race. He is in the seat that Val Demings vacated in Orlando. He is a gun reform activist, and he really brings a critical representation to the U.S. House because, believe it or not, more than half of U.S. citizens are millennials or younger. Yet the average age of members of the House is 58. So Maxwell Frost brings a completely different perspective, completely different viewpoint. So congratulations to him.
Can I also mention real quick that even though he's 25, you talked about yesterday, you brought up yesterday that they, I'm assuming it's GOP, trying to change the voting age to 21. The voting age right now is 18, and they're trying to change the voting age to 21.
Yeah, because the young people showed up and showed out, honey. They are the reason why this red wave that they were predicting did not happen. It was literally the young people.
Yeah.
So now they're trying to stop that from happening by changing the age of voting. So we definitely need to be aware of that. So two more highlights. Karen Bass from California. She won the Los Angeles mayoral race. Karen Bass is a 69-year-old social worker and former congresswoman. She is the first woman and only the second Black person to be elected mayor in Los Angeles's 241-year history. Yeah. Her main priority is fighting homelessness. So that is the platform that she ran on, and that's what she plans to do. And then right next to Karen, we have the Squad. Now, y'all might already be familiar with the Squad. We reported on them when they first got elected. So the Squad consists of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez of New York, Ilhan Omar of Minnesota, Ayanna Pressley of Massachusetts, Rashida Tlaib of Michigan, Cori Bush of Missouri, and Jamal Bowman of New York. So all of the Squad members, they are a progressive group of folks. Am I going in and out for y'all? They are a progressive group of folks that are really committed to making sure, again, this like young wave of making sure that the concerns of voters who are in our younger demographic are represented, right? Mm-hmm. So they all got easily reelected to their spaces, and congratulations to them.
I've not heard of, I'm sorry, shame on me, I've not heard of Jamal Bowman and Rashida. So maybe I need to do my little bit more research, because those are the two. Because you hear about Alexandria and Elon and Ayanna and Cori. Those are the ones that I see in the news the most. So I just need to do my due diligence and research who the rest of the Squad is, because I thought it was just those four. But
right. Well, they added they added Cori Bush and Jamal Bowman in the 2020 election, I believe.
Yeah.
So they were just recently added, and they
Oh, okay.
joined in with the
Ah,
squad. So that's
okay.
probably why. But
Okay.
yeah, shout out to the squad. Again, they were all easily reelected. 2 more updates.
So on the other side of the coin, Mitch McConnell, is he a senator? I don't know what. Yes, Senator Mitch McConnell won't become Senate Majority Leader again. He's still going to be the Minority Leader. So the election results ensure that the Kentucky Senator Mitch McConnell will stay a Senate Minority Leader instead of the Majority Leader. So here, how that affects his power. So he can't set the Senate's agenda anymore. Unfortunately, he can still cock block. He's known for that, and he also will keep negotiating power for Kentucky. Also, we learned that Nancy Pelosi plans to step down from the House Majority Leader seat, but she will stay in Congress. Her successor has not been named yet, but she stepped down. One can only assume after the brutal attack on her husband on October 28th in their San Francisco home. Pelosi had decided to step down from House leadership to enjoy her life after having done the people's work. Pelosi announced that she will step aside from leading Democrats for nearly 2 decades.
20 years,
and this will pave the way for new leadership to emerge. So do we congratulate Pelosi on well
absolutely
served?
Yeah, I think we appreciate her
20
service.
years, excuse me. Well deserved. And
Yeah.
she'll still be there, but she just won't be the House Speaker. And again, she's stepping down because politics are just they've been violent. And I absolutely understand. Like her home, you felt her husband was attacked and she was violated. So she's just like, you know what, this ain't worth it. This ain't worth my family, and this ain't worth my life. So
like she said, she did the people's work. So we are grateful for her. So those are our updates, y'all. Again, govern yourselves accordingly. If you need to do more research or you want to shout out maybe some races that we didn't highlight, feel free to shout those out in the comments because we are always honoring progress. Okay, here we want to make sure that the Brown Girl agenda is at the top of people's minds.
absolutely.
So progress it is. All right. So it's time for our new releases, right? And Sab and I were trying to think about what we wanted to do, right? Because we're always talking about things to watch and all that kind of stuff. And we decided that this year we are going to focus on holiday movies.
Yes.
So we've got some picks here that we
so who goes first? I go first, and you gonna go first.
Yeah, you go first. You go first. You go first.
Okay. Oh, okay. So all right. So my pick. So we wanted to pick a few of our favorite Christmas movies and that we plan on watching. So for me, it's Home Alone 1 and 2. Home Alone 1 came out in 1990. 1990. Oh my God. How old was I in 1990? I was 10, 11 years old.
I was 9. Yeah.
And Home Alone 2 came out a few years later. I can still watch those movies like I just was introduced to them. Like they're still very funny. I still feel like they're very topical. And those 2 movies are something that where can we watch them? What, Amazon? I don't know. I'm just assuming. I should have did the research. I apologize. I didn't do the research to where we can watch them, but I'm sure.
Well, they're definitely on Disney Plus for sure.
Are they? I don't have to.
Yeah, they've been living there because I'm a big Home Alone fan. I love Home Alone.
Good to know. Thank you for that. And then finally, The Preacher's Wife with Whitney Houston. I'm sorry, Whitney Houston. I like to be funny.
I'm about to say that lady name.
So yes, The Preacher's Wife. I love that movie. I love Whitney's voice. I love the whole storyline. I love Denzel. I love it. It's one of my favorite movies as well. So those are some of my picks for this Christmas time.
When I saw your picks, I was like, oh my God, all of those. Yes, especially Home Alone. Home Alone is like, that's the first one. Remember when I was like, oh, I know what I'm going to do. And then I was like, oh, I think I'm going to do something different. It was Home Alone. I was going to do something. So these are my picks, y'all. These are my picks. So Sab kind of took us way, way, way back in the past, right? So again, Home Alone was 1990, Home Alone 2, 1992, Preacher's Wife, 1996. I'm gonna bring us a little bit more forward. The first of mine is This Christmas. It came out in 2007. Chris Brown, Lauren London, Regina King, Loretta Devine,
Chris
Idris
Brown.
Elba. Who else am I seeing on here? Columbus Short. I forget the guy that was Regina King's husband. I can't remember his name right now. But anyway, This Christmas, a absolute have to watch for me every Christmas.
Okay.
Oh my God, I love this movie so much. So much. So you heard what I said. I love this movie so much. Next up, The Best Man Holiday. Now, you got to be ready to cry if you're watching Best Man Holiday. But the Best Man brand, I just love so much. As a matter of fact, Nia Long and Taye Diggs the other day put up a promotional picture because the Best Man Final Days is supposed to be coming out in December.
They have a series.
My God. Yeah, it's a series, The Final Days.
It's called The Final Days. I thought
I can't wait for that. So anyway, Best Man Holiday is another favorite. And then my third is Jingle Jangle. So Jingle Jangle came out in 2020. Forrest Whitaker is in it. Keegan, what's his name? Keegan Michael Key. I'm getting them confused. Keegan Michael Key.
Girl, don't get me
was in Jingle Jangle. It is a musical. It is so vibrant, so beautiful. Felicia Rashad was in it. The natural hair, like all the things, is everything. So those are my picks. Now, having said that, what are y'all's picks for holiday movies? Please drop them into the comments. Right? So what are y'all's picks? Okay, y'all tell us in the comments what your Christmas holiday movie picks are, because again, we're all going to need something to watch during this holiday season. All right, so y'all comb your brains and think about what that might be.
They probably are going to show, like they usually show, what's the Christmas Story? That's like the staple that everybody watches every year.
I don't really watch that anymore.
I know, is it getting a little tired?
I don't know. I just got tired of watching white people. So moving on. So top news topics for today. Since we are in the holiday spirit, y'all, we decided that we wanted to give you all our Brown Girl Holiday gift guide.
Yes. And a lot of these gifts, we were really cost conscious because I'm watching analysts talk about how this is going to be hard this season. I mean, they say that every year, but this year we wanted
It's hard this year.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we wanted to share with you some of our picks of gifts that we ourselves would actually purchase for other people. And I actually purchased one of them myself as I was doing the research for this story. So the first one that I want to talk to you guys or ladies about is this. It's an e-gift card, this category e-gift card. It's called Givingly. I used this maybe like a month or so ago. I was introduced to this a month or so ago and then started using it. And it's an online gifting service, and it lets users customize digital greetings and send gifts to anyone. A small gift card. So like if you want, so similar to a text, you can send a gift card through. It's a really cute gift card through a text. So you can text, email, you can customize cards, gifts anywhere. It's really, really cute. I sent one to a former friend for her birthday, and for her birthday, we're going to talk about friends later. And it was really cute. It was really cute. It was really free, $99, but they do have ones that you can actually pay for. But I thought that this one was super cute. And there are websites out there like this, but this one I found intriguing because I literally just downloaded the app, put it in my phone, send, boom. Now it doesn't take away from the actual gift Christmas cards. Like I still plan on doing those, but that's start to add up with stamps, and we don't know how long it's going to take for them to get it. So
look, I'm all for convenience and electronic submission,
really,
right? Because that way it gets right to you. Like, and we save trees. Okay, I ain't got to put in no envelope. You ain't got to do none of that. Just give it
very,
because
very
I
sweet.
just want the gift, right? So to mine, my gift card suggestion is Flight Gift. So Flight Gift is an online flight gift card, and this gift card is able to be used for over 300 airlines worldwide. So if you are a traveler and you know people who are travelers and you want to be able to gift them the gift of travel, Flight Gift is an amazing gift to give.
Sweet. Flight Gift. I've never
Next
heard of that one.
category
The next
is
one is,
beauty.
oh yes, so beauty. So this one, the first one that I have on it's called, this is for the travel gift idea is for people who like soft hands, right? Like I like soft hands. So it's called, is it Diana's milk? I don't know how to pronounce it, but I went and bought it, you guys, as I was doing the research for this one. Diana's Milk and Honey Goat Milk Hand Cream. And it's $5 at Ulta. It's rich and moisturizing without being really greasy. And it smells like honey. When I tell you I went and bought it, when I did the research for this, I was like, ooh, let me go get this.
And it lives up to the hype.
I went and does it live up to the hype? Yes, it does make me, because my hands are, yes, it's not very greasy. I like it. Yeah, so let me just use it.
Awesome.
So yes.
So along those lines of moisturizing yourself, I went with Black Girl Long Hair.
Ooh.
This is by Layla Nolise. She actually was a guest on Brown Girl Boss some years ago, which is where I was introduced to her whipped body butters. And this just so happens to be my favorite scent here, which is peppermint whipped shea butter. But she's got so many flavors, y'all. They start out in a 2.5 ounce container for only $7. When I tell you I slather this all over myself, slather. Okay, slather.
Where can
and
you
it
get
smells
this?
so good. So you can get it at the website Black Girl Long Hair Marketplace, or she actually has a storefront in Brooklyn. So if you are in Brooklyn, then you can actually go there. I've done that as well, and stocked up. So that is my pick. So next up we have self-care.
Ooh, one of my favorite places to shop is Lush Cosmetics. So what I wanted to introduce from them is a Lush Charity Pot. It's a 8.4 ounce charity pot. It's literally a charity pot. And what I mean by that is charity pot, meaning like a percentage of 100% of the purchase price of each charity pot minus taxes goes to grassroots organizations that support environmental justice and animal welfare. Plus, the lotion really smells good. And while this is the $30 one, it's 8.4 ounces. They do have smaller ones, but just knowing that a percentage you're giving back by purchasing this lotion. And it's a really good moisturizing lotion. And again, not greasy. I love Lush. I shop all of their soaps. So I thought that this one would be a good one. But this one is $30 if you want the 8.4 ounce, but they do have these smaller ones for a little less. But Lush definitely is.
I'm here for Lush. I'm here for Lush products. They have good things. So my pick, you may or may not have heard of. It was actually new to me. So this is called Flourish. This scent, well, it's Glow Through It candles, but the particular scent that I have up here is Flourish. So Glow Through It is trailblazing in the eco-friendly home essential industry, promising to use natural sourced ingredients like natural soy wax and non-toxic fragrance oils. They're paraben-free, cruelty-free, synthetic dye-free.
A lot of big words. That
but that mean it don't have the things in it, okay, that might be causing all sorts of foolishness. Now, we're actually going to talk about her later on, but Glow Through It Candles is actually the small business of a young lady named Candace Florence. Unfortunately, we have to report that she passed, and we're going to share that later on. But the amazing thing about her candles is that they all come with the affirmation. Y'all know I'm big on affirmations. So every candle that you get, it reminds you of what you should be doing and how you should be honoring yourself. So this one says, keep the promise you made to yourself. Keep the promise you made to yourself, right? So I thought that was really cute. The candles are only $25. They've actually won awards for being the best smelling candles and all of that. So if you're looking for some candles, it's Glow, GLO, Through It Candles.
Wow.
What we got up next is wellness.
Yes. So this is one of my favorites to report on. I don't have it, but like, will I buy like the Nod Pod? This one is called the Nod Pod sleep mask. I am big. I have a sleep mask. I sleep with the mask every night because I like total darkness and I just like that type of thing. So this is called the Nod Pod sleep mask. And this is if you value your beauty sleep and you can't function without 10 hours of sleep at the very least at bedtime, there is and that's your sacred ritual to have your sleep not interrupted. This would be a good one. This one looks really dope to me because it looks like it's weighted too. Oh, it's the weighted one. Okay, so you can find some blissful shut-eye under this lightly weighted, super soft fleece sleep mask designed to alleviate stress and anxiety. It's also a little weighted. You can get this from Nordstrom for $34. Huge proponent of sleep masks. If you do not have a sleep mask, you should consider purchasing one. It will make your sleeping amazing. Amazing balls. At least for me, it does. Just because
I'm going to look into this one. I have one, but I don't think it's as fancy as this. And I'm a fancy girl. So me and Tianda might be looking into getting one of these. Now, my choice for wellness, when we're talking about sleep, one of the things that I do every night before I go to sleep or while I go to sleep is I listen to sound bowls.
Ooh.
I actually just purchased one here in Mexico, but they didn't have a website. It was like
sound bowls.
Sound bowls, like a bowl. Sound bowls.
Yeah.
So sound bowls, basically, the benefit of sound bowls is that they help with deep relaxation on both sides of the brain, and it stimulates stress relief on all levels and eliminates toxins from the body. Wow. So I have started sound bowl practice of clearing my energy through the use of sound, and it's a thing like sound healing and such. So these sound bowls that are pictured are specifically from a company called Chakra Zulu. And Chakra Zulu is a Black woman-owned company.
Oh, okay, I was about to ask.
And she actually was centered in Tampa. I think she's going fully online now, but she has some amazing products, and this was one. Yeah, Tianda girl, get your own sound bowl, girl. I wish mine is over there on the table, so I can't grab it right now. But it really makes a difference, and really getting into that practice has been really helpful for me. So that might be something you all want to research and think about, especially if you have issues falling asleep. You may be able to find a frequency that really speaks to your body.
So can I ask, is this sound bowls? Is this audio or is this what?
It's a bowl. The bowl makes sound. You'll have to look it up. I don't know how to explain
a literal bowl. Okay.
Yeah, it's a bowl that makes sound.
Okay. All right. So in the same vein, are we still in wellness?
Still in wellness.
All right. So the next one I wanted to introduce was a mini diffuser. It's a mini 360 SL diffuser. And the reason why I brought this up is because when I went to Costa Rica, Tamarindo, and I walked into the hotel, my senses were just, I immediately felt calm and comfortable in that space because of the smell. And it took me a while to realize they must have an awesome diffuser in this joint, because I just kept walking through the lobby because I like the smell of the hotel.
Me too.
It was just amazing. So this one specifically, you can begin your scenting journey with an easy to use mini 360 SL, sleek and compact. This waterless, heatless scent diffuser features plug and play portability and the ability to change scents easily. I will get a diffuser.
Love it. I love me a good diffuser. I don't have like a jumbo one because it has to fit in my suitcase, but I love me a diffuser with some essential oils. So our last gift that we have here in wellness is about making a statement, right? I'm all about where to say it with your chest. You feel me? Say it with your chest. So This is black
Literally.
and free. Literally, say it with your chest, okay? This is black and free. If this Christmas, if you are looking this holiday season, this every day, you are looking to make a statement, then why not make the statement of being black and free? This comes from a business called Minding My Black Ass Business, owned by moi. So this is one of the lines that I have, black and free, along with Minding My Black Ass Business. And I am also going to release a professional frolicker line this week.
Saw that Instagram.
Yeah, if you are looking for some type of statement to make, to say with your chest, honey, get on over there to mindingmyblackAssBusiness.com, honey, and get you some merch, okay? Shirts are only $20 throughout the holiday season, so go ahead and cop you 1 or 5, right? If you want to make a statement to say with your chest, all right?
Love it.
So that is our Brown Girl gift guide. Govern yourselves accordingly. Okay, Kim, we'll go ahead and drop that diffuser name into the comments for you so that you'll be able to grab that. All right, Sab, go ahead on and tell us about this child, because you know I have opinions, but I'm gonna keep them to myself for right now.
Can you put the name of the diffuser in there?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Okay, thank you.
I got you.
All right, so this next one. So Frontier Airlines just launched an unlimited flight pass, and it's over half off until I don't know when. They didn't give a certain date, but anyways,
until Thursday.
Is it until Thursday? Okay, thank you. It says Frontier Airlines introduced an unlimited flight pass recently, offering a year of flights for one flat fee. So an unlimited flight pass entitled Go Wild Pass for travel starting in May of 2023. And it'll be valid for 12 months of unlimited flights on more than 300 days of each year. The pass will typically cost $1,999 each year, but it's currently available for a special introductory price of $599 per person on first come, first served basis until Thanksgiving. The pass will be valid on flights throughout the United States, including Puerto Rico. Thoughts? What are you guys
signing up? Who finna go ahead on and get them a free flight pass, child? Who is about to sign up, or are you travel bougie like me? Because let me tell you what Kimberland is not about to do is get on no Frontier Airlines, and you don't want to.
No. Why not?
Because it's just like Spirit. It's just green. Don't do it. Look in the comments. Don't do it. It ain't worth it, Miss Silly. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it.
Y'all.
It ain't. Look, Christina said, no, thank you. Frontier, I will count the grains of sand on the beach before I fly Frontier.
Yikes.
Not doing it. Not.
$5.99.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Tia said she's travel bougie. Kimberly said Pat. Damn, Frontier. I've never. The reason why I'm kind of fighting back is because I've never heard bad things about Frontier. I've always heard bad things about Spirit in the news, but not Frontier. So that's why I'm surprised by the pushback.
The people know. Listen, you hear these people in the comments. Ain't not one person said, "Oh yes, I'm going to get by." Don't do it. Don't do it.
All right.
Tiana said Frontier is better than Spirit, but yet and however, Spirit brought Frontier. If that tells you anything.
Spirit bought
it.
Spirit bought We did report on that.
Don't do it to yourself. Don't do it. I am travel bougie. I'm at the point in life where when I'm flying, I have my credit card so that I can get into the lounges, because I'm not trying to be out there just hanging out in the midst of the common people. Like, no. Okay. Just no. Just say no.
Oh, wow. All right. So moving on. Well, if you really are okay. It sounds like the overwhelming, resounding no is no, not even for the cheap.
With my Shannon Sharp face. No. Okay. No. So we have a really robust Black Lives Matter section today, and a lot to talk through and talk about. So we are going to do our best to report the facts without necessarily giving a lot of
Right.
commentary, but there is commentary to be had.
All right.
So kick us off, Sam.
So I wanted to talk about this story about an ex-Planned Parenthood employee, and she talked about a racist, toxic culture that sent her to the ER. She had an anxiety attack. She was having, an anxiety attack. So Nicole Moore, says that she was retaliated against and fired from the Reproductive Health Organization for speaking up. She's currently suing the company, alleging racial discrimination and wrongful termination in a sprawling complaint that covers multiple years and more than a dozen employees. She was the former multicultural brand engagement director, and she claims that she and other women of color at Planned Parenthood offices were routinely disparaged, dismissed, and given fewer opportunities than their white colleagues. When she complained about this treatment, she says her managers retaliated against her in a campaign so severe that it landed her in the emergency room with an anxiety attack. And there were several situations that she talked about. And one situation that she talked about where she was able to get some PR opportunities for Planned Parenthood with Array. Array is with, oh my God, Array. The lady, the filmmaker, the Black film lady. Oh, you know what? Array, the Black filmmaker lady. Oh my God, what is her name?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
She made When They See Us.
Ava DuVernay?
Yes, my God. I'm so sorry.
I'm like, what are you?
Ava DuVernay.
So what about her?
Yes.
What about her?
So the Nicole was able to get an opportunity to work with Ava DuVernay's production company, Array. And they shot her down because Nicole said they shot her down and said, we don't want to do this. We can't do this because Nicole introduced it. And they were just so upset at Nicole introducing this opportunity.
Wow.
And they were so hateful and dismissive of this big opportunity to work with Ava DuVernay's production company that was just the tip. That was the beginning of the downfall. So wow. I wanted to bring that one up. And it made me think about how the work culture, she talked about how toxic the work culture was. And it just, and we just wanted to talk a little bit about a toxic work culture and signs of an intolerable toxic work cultures. So I'm just trying to think through how we want to work through this. Like, okay, so
can I say before you start, Sharon, before we get into the signs of a toxic work culture, I know you've been following along on my YouTube page with the story that I've been sharing, right, about my toxic work culture and the whistleblowing, if you will, that I've been doing about that. What was different with this particular situation is this was at the hands of Black women. And
in Tampa or Pennsylvania?
This situation that you're talking about with what's her name
Nicole.
again? With Miss Nicole. Yeah. It was at the hands of Black women. And a lot of times we think that this only happens in white spaces, but it can also happen in Black spaces. And we'll talk about why that is in just a little bit. But let's go ahead and share what the signs are of a toxic work culture, because if you may be in one and not realize that you are in one, or you may be in one and trying to figure out how you can get out of one, right? Okay. So we want to make sure that we provide you with that support.
Okay, so the first one is that there are no boundaries around work. So an unwritten culture of encouraging you to prioritize your work over everything else. The next one is that people don't trust each other. Oh gosh, I'm already having flashbacks. Micromanagement. Lack of respect as a professional who is capable and qualified to do their job. This was exactly the situation in Nicole's situation. Oh, yes, being aggressive, a dog culture, and then white colleagues get to grow while Black colleagues are dragged over the coals, and there's no room to make mistakes. Oh my God. I'm sorry, I'm reading this.
That's touching something in you, huh?
It does. We have Black women have this thing called discernment. The next one is people who frequently feel gaslit. And did you want to finish? I feel like this is
I can do these. So people frequently feel gaslit or gaslighted. I'm not sure what the past tense of gaslit is, but basically you start to question your own feelings, perceptions, or sanity. So for example, you might speak up about a colleague who made a racist remark, and then you're told, oh, they didn't mean it like that, or you must have misheard what they meant, right? If you've been watching my videos, there was a lot of that going on in my situation. Also, people regularly experience physical symptoms of work stress. So just like Sab was just sharing about Miss Nicole, right? You wind up having actual your body and brain are on high alert. You remain in fight or flight mode because you don't feel safe. You might be experiencing anxiety, depression, digestive issues, sleep problems, fatigue, aches, panic attacks, just a lot, right? And it takes a toll. And then the last sign that we have here of knowing that you're in a toxic work culture is that people are just disengaged and there's a high turnover. So what you might start to see is employees start to mentally shut down and disengage from their work, from their team, from the company. Virtually, that might manifest as cameras being off. Physically, it might manifest as people leave as soon as it's time to go. Boom. I'm not coming in early. I'm not staying late. I'm taking every piece of a break that I own, which is good practice, by the way. You should.
Shout out to Twitter.
Anyway.
Shout out to
Twitter. People will disconnect, right? Or people will start to communicate in very short form. So instead of, there you go, Tia, quiet quitting. Yes. So they'll just kind of start to moonwalk out the door because, they realize that this isn't a safe environment. Also, if you notice that a company struggles to keep employees over 12 months, then that is a sign of a toxic work environment. So having said all of that, what are the things that you need to do to escape? Because one of the things we need to say, it's not going to get better. It doesn't get better.
Yes.
If there's an established toxic work culture, it is not about to get better because you showed up, right? Yeah. So, and I hope that doesn't come off as crass, but it is very difficult to change those types of cultures, and a lot of interventions are needed. So that's kind of the place that we're coming from. So to Tianda's point, document everything. The moment that you feel like something is off, start documenting. Email yourself, record videos, keep a journal. My best friend would say, people lie, receipts don't. Okay. Yeah. So you want to make sure that you have all the receipts that you possibly can. And again, if you all have been following my journey over on Minding My Black Ass Business, baby, when I tell you I've been pulling out these receipts, baby, okay. Sis got videos, sis got emails. Like, you want to make sure that you have those things to cover yourself. Okay. Also, along that point, trust what you're feeling, y'all. A lot of times we as Black women specifically are taught to ignore what our spirit is telling us. We downplay it. We think that we tripping. Again, you're getting gaslit. So you think maybe I'm not seeing what I thought I was seeing. Trust yourself. Trust the messages that your body is giving you. You are not crazy. You are not tripping. There is a reason that you don't feel safe. Trust that.
Black women have this thing, this superpower called discernment. And I wanted to highlight that there.
Yeah.
So yes,
what is discernment?
Discernment is like you just know, like, I don't know. I mean, I do know, but I'm trying to verbalize it. It's just knowing, similar to what you're saying, just knowing
in your spirit,
listen to your conscience and learning to listen to your body and knowing when things aren't feeling right. It's just that discernment in your body, discernment in your spirit, discernment in your
Yeah.
soul. You know, I don't know how to describe it or verbalize it, but
That's what it is.
you just know.
It's your spirit telling you what is happening and what you need to do. So you need to trust your spirit. That's what it is. It's people call it your gut, whatever. When something in your life, your body, your mind, whatever says something doesn't feel right, honor that.
Listen it.
Trust that
Listen to it.
discernment.
Yeah.
Listen to that, right? The last thing, y'all, is make a plan to leave. Make a plan. Everybody can't just wake up and be like, F this place. Like, that's not realistic.
Yeah.
But make a plan to leave so that you can get into an environment that is affirming for you. You deserve an affirming workplace. You deserve an environment that is going to be healthy. And remember that you are the prize. You are the prize. They need you. Okay. So when we make that shift in our minds, it helps us to be able to feel confident in knowing that we'll find another position that works for us. But this ain't it. And when you feel like this ain't it, this ain't it. Okay. And to the point, Kenya, sending you all the love. You definitely should go over to my YouTube page because I've been talking about all that stuff. And it's a lot. So definitely sending you love as you transition out of that toxic work environment. Now, one of the things that the way that systemic racism works in this world, and to this point about Miss Nicole, is that it can manifest at the hands of Black and Brown people against Black and Brown people. And it's called internalized racism, and it operates independently of the system. It doesn't need direct white influence in order to be able to harm others. So that internalized racism can play out in many different ways. And in our next story that we're going to talk about here, the internalized racism is actually playing out in the news. So you all may have recently heard about some of the stories or the stories that we're about to share. And let me take this down so y'all can see. So the stories that we're about to share, you may have heard about these stories. And unfortunately, what is happening with the reporting of these stories is a product of racism. So there were 3 Black travelers who recently died by carbon monoxide inhalation, and they just so happened to be here in Mexico City. So as I was hearing about this story, I started paying attention to the headlines, right? So I have some of the headlines that are posted here, right? And I want to ask you all, what do you notice in these headlines? 3 Americans found dead from carbon monoxide poisoning at Mexico City Airbnb. 3 Americans found dead at Airbnb in Mexico on trip to celebrate Day of the Dead. 3 U.S. tourists found dead in Mexico City Airbnb from carbon monoxide poisoning. They were on vacation in Mexico City, then all 3 died of carbon monoxide poisoning in an Airbnb. I'm going to show you a couple more headlines because these headlines are from Black news sources, okay? 3 Americans found dead on Mexico vacation reportedly died of carbon monoxide poisoning. 3 Americans in Mexico found dead in Airbnb. 3 Americans found dead in Mexican Airbnb. 3 American deaths in Mexico Airbnb, possibly caused by gas inhalation. Now, one of the things that stuck out to me, and I try to be very intentional about because I believe that words have power, and I believe that people are very intentional with the words that they use. And we also need to be intentional with the words that we use and the words that people use to communicate to us. So I showed you all these headlines, but let me show you one more. Hold on. This one says, carbon monoxide poisoning killed 3 U.S. tourists in Mexico City rental. Now, you may notice the difference in that these previous headlines center Mexico as the issue. 3 Americans were found dead in Mexico. They found dead in Mexico. They're found dead in Mexico. They're found dead in Mexico. Things happened in Mexico. What they're not focusing on is what actually killed the people, which is carbon monoxide poisoning. That just so happened to happen in Mexico, as opposed to framing it in a way where it makes it seem like Black people and Americans out here dying in Mexico. And that's not true. Now, I think one of the reasons that it landed on me particularly is because I'm a Black American living in Mexico. And I
Mhm.
know that there is not an epidemic of people dying from carbon monoxide poisoning in Mexico. That is not a thing. I also know that carbon monoxide poisoning is something that happens in many countries. So I really didn't appreciate seeing these headlines that talked about Mexico and centered Mexico. So I wrote this letter on my Instagram, and it's something that I want us to be mindful of as Black people. It says, "Dear Black people, just because you consider yourself culturally competent, it doesn't mean your work is over. We have all been programmed with problematic thought. We too have a responsibility to unpack the bias we have towards other groups of people. Become a critical analyst of your thoughts. I promise it'll make you a better human to other humans." So I'm going to pause right there for a second and just ask, what thoughts do you have before I tell you what actually happened with this situation?
I don't know, Kimberland. I mean, because it makes, and I get what you're going with, where you're going with it, but I'm like, it did happen in Mexico, but it happened in Mexico City. So
But what happened?
that 3 people died of carbon monoxide poisoning.
Correct.
They
So
just
why was that not what they led with?
Because the salaciousness of it being in Mexico City is, they know what they're
Gonna
doing.
make people click on it. That's my point, right? So, and when I say that that's rooted in racism, it's because in the United States, I don't know how many of you all have been to Mexico. Tell us in the comments. And not necessarily touristy Mexico, right? Because being at a resort is not necessarily going to give you a true experience with the country. But what I can tell you from firsthand lived experience, because I've been living here for a year, is Mexico is nothing like the US government tells us. Mexican people are nothing like the US government tells us. Mexican people are very kind, very patient people, very caring. I can tell you how many times I put my life in the hands of a Mexican people, and they have shown up for me. As a matter of fact, when I was violated trying to get back here to Mexico, someone stole all of my credit cards in the United States, not in Mexico. So it's a problem to me when people center the wrong thing, and this happens to us as well, like in the way that people frame something. So we want to be really intentional in paying attention to what is being framed. So having said that, let me tell you what actually happened in this situation. So there were three U.S. tourists, Jordan Marshall, Candace Florence, and Cortez Hall. They came to Mexico City to celebrate Dia de los Muertos, but unfortunately, their Airbnb did not have a carbon monoxide detector. So because of that, they wound up passing from carbon monoxide. Jordan was a 28-year-old 12th grade English teacher. He graduated from Hampton University. Candace Florence is the one that I told you. She is a small business owner who created the Glow Through It candles. She and Jordan were best friends. She was also 28. And Cortez Hall was a 33-year-old Georgia native, 7th grade history teacher. And he and Cortez and Jordan became friends in New Orleans as they were teaching. So Candace was speaking to her boyfriend on the phone. She reported that she didn't feel well. The call was cut short. Her boyfriend contacted the Airbnb host to do a welfare check. And then when officers arrived, unfortunately, all 3 of them had already passed away because of carbon monoxide poisoning. So Airbnb suspended the listing. They canceled upcoming reservations. And one of the things that you'll see on Airbnb thank you, Andrea. One of the things that you'll see on Airbnb is that they tell you whether a place has a carbon monoxide detector or not. So that's something that you really want to pay attention to, because carbon monoxide is found in all types of fumes. So it could be furnaces, warmed up vehicles, stoves, generators, burning charcoal inside and enclosed spaces. And carbon monoxide is known as the silent killer. Just these are US statistics. So just in the US, at least there are 430 deaths per year in the US and approximately 50,000 visits to the emergency room. So again, when I'm saying that this is not a Mexican issue, this is a carbon monoxide issue, it's important for us to be aware of carbon monoxide, not aware of Mexico. We don't need to be afraid of Mexico. We need to make sure we're being aware of carbon monoxide. So the ways that you can recognize carbon monoxide poisoning, because it's a silent killer, so it doesn't really have a smell. It doesn't have a color. It's a colorless, odorless gas. But what you might experience if you've been exposed is a headache, dizziness, weakness, nausea, vomiting, chest pain, confusion. If you experience any of those things, it's important for you to get to fresh air. Don't ignore smells when you do smell them. So sometimes gas can be leaked and you might smell something, but you ignore it. Oh, I don't really think anything of it. Don't do that, right? So you want to make sure that you're paying attention to the stuff. So what can you do to prevent it? You want to make sure you have a carbon monoxide detector, first of all, and that you want to check and change the batteries every 6 months. Never leave the motor running.
Right? They have portable ones, right?
They do have portable ones. Never leave the motor running in a parked vehicle in a closed space. Don't ever use a generator or charcoal grill or anything that's gasoline powered in an enclosed space. And make sure there's a carbon monoxide detector if you are traveling in your hotel or on Airbnb. Make sure there's a carbon monoxide detector. If there is not a carbon monoxide detector, you have the ability to get a portable one. So I'm going to drop a link into the chat for you. If you are someone who travels frequently, or maybe you're saying to yourself, I don't even have a carbon monoxide detector in my current space, right? So this is a link where you can get a portable carbon monoxide detector. And again, they only cost maybe $20, but it could absolutely save your life. Okay.
I wouldn't even think to have a portable one, much less look and make sure my hotel actually has carbon monoxide detectors. Like those are things that I think about, but this makes I'm more aware now and listening to hear you talk about that. So thank you for sharing that link. Thank you for sharing that information, because I travel and I don't think about those things.
And I didn't really think about it either until I saw this story. I really didn't. And to the point here, I don't want to mispronounce your name, Fatmata, possibly. She said, I hear your point of focus on the location, but I'm happy to see that the loss of Black Americans being headlines to show the value of the story. I agree with you. I'm not saying they shouldn't have reported it. I'm saying report it responsibly, right? And make sure that you're centering what actually happened. Don't then also cause propagated fear against a country that didn't have anything to do with it. That's what I'm saying about it, right? So yes, we are here to bring awareness. We want y'all to make it to and from wherever you're going, but also in your own home. You may not have a carbon monoxide detector. So it's really important that we pay attention to that and what those risks are. So having said that, we have to transition to another tragic and infuriating story that happened over the past couple weeks. It unfortunately also occurred in Mexico. I'm not going to rehash everything that I just talked about as far as critical consumption of information. We're aware now. But we want you to be aware of making sure that you don't let your guards down just because people look like you. And the reason that we say that, so we just finished talking about Miss Nicole and her situation, right? That happened at the hands of Black people. And this is another situation that unfortunately happened where this was supposed to be friends, right? And sometimes because we think that people are friends, we allow them into our spaces when they never should have been in our spaces. So we want to make sure that we're doing our due diligence to make sure that we don't give people access to our lives who don't deserve it. All right. So This is Shanquella Robinson. She was a 25-year-old successful hairstylist and small business owner from Charlotte, North Carolina. She flew to Cabo, Mexico on October 28th and was pronounced dead less than 24 hours later on October 29th after arriving on vacation with a group of alleged friends to celebrate a birthday over the Halloween weekend. Shanquella spoke to her mother when she arrived to Cabo, but the next call that her mother got from her friends said that Shanquella had died from alcohol poisoning. Her parents, Bernard and Salamandra Robinson, are seeking answers as to what happened to their daughter. Her alleged friends said that she died from alcohol poisoning. Initial reports from Mexican authorities mirrored what her alleged friends had reported, that there was alcohol poisoning. However, there have been many updates since then. And people started to see that something was a little off because each of her friends had a different story. The alleged friends left Cabo after Shanquella died and flew back to the United States without her body, which caused even more red flags for her parents.
Mm-hmm.
They even went to the lengths of going to her parents' house to sit with them and to continue to sell the alcohol poisoning story. The circumstances around her death are being revealed more and more every single day, and it's getting more and more disturbing every single day. So, Sab, you want to jump in here and share?
So yeah, so Kimberland just mentioned alcohol poisoning. So initial news articles reported that that's what her alleged friends indicated. They said that she had passed away from alcohol poisoning. So what are the signs of alcohol poisoning? It led me to just want to do a little bit of research and think. Like initially, we think that when you're drunk or you're slurring or you're vomit and when you're drunk, like you're the feeling of when you're drunk. But some things that I found is if some signs to look for if you feel that you've been alcohol poisoning signs are irregular or slow breathing when you're around someone, being conscious but unresponsive, you're kind of in a stupor, and confusion, passing out and being unconscious. Now, all of those things could have allegedly happened in less than 24 hours with Shanquella, but
well, the autopsy showed that there was no alcohol. It was
yes,
not an alcohol related.
and I was getting to that. These are the alleged reports. This is what our friends were saying, and I wanted to start talking about what is considered alcohol poisoning if you encounter it or if you know someone who you think may have had alcohol poisoning. So there was an autopsy done in Mexico, and the cause of death was determined to be a broken neck and a cracked spinal column. Together, the FBI and the Mexican authorities determined that the young woman, Shanquella, died from serious spinal cord injury and dislocation of the atlas of neck, the vertebrae on your neck. Then an online video surfaced. Subsequently, an online video surfaced that added more context to how she could have potentially died, explaining how Shanquella could have suffered the broken neck and cracked spinal column. The video surfaced from someone in the traveling party attacking her in the bedroom while she was completely naked. A man who appeared to be filming the shocking assault is heard questioning Shanquella, saying, Quilla, can't you at least fight back? The time and date of the filming was not verified. So an update on where they are right now is the FBI has officially launched an investigation. The major update from Mexican cops contradicts a statement from the U.S. State Department that said there wasn't enough evidence to prove Shanquella was murdered. There have been no charges filed at this time, and the names of the alleged friends are as follows. I'm going to really try hard with these names.
Go for it.
Dejanay Jackson, Winter Donovan, Elise Michelle Hyatt, Malik St. Patrick Dyer, Nazir Wiggin, and Khalil Cook. All of these are the alleged friends that were with her, and these are the friends that like, I saw a video of people trying to get in contact with the news reporters, trying to get in contact with them. They're like nowhere to be found at this point. But that's just, again, it's
And
very
more
fluid right
videos
now.
are getting released. I actually saw another video today that was recorded before she passed,
There
where
was
they were
another
about to
video.
go swimming. They're getting released all a bunch. She was about to go swimming, and she was waiting on them to get dressed. And she was like, "Y'all, it don't take that long to get naked. Like, what's taking so long? Come on, let's go." And they were all in one room where she was like looking for everybody. So the word is that one of the friends is somewhat cooperating and giving different details, and authorities are trying to determine what is true and what isn't. What I wanted to be very intentional about communicating and clearing up, though, is what you said as far as who said that there was no foul play. So the U.S. State Department, when they did their investigation, they said there was no foul play. However, when the Mexican authorities did their autopsy, they found that there was a broken neck and a cracked spinal column. So people are very upset with the US State Department, and the US State Department are the people that work for the US that are here in Mexico. So for someone like me, if I need something, I need to go to the embassy, the US embassy, I can do that. There are people that work here on behalf of the United States. They just so happen to have an office in Mexico. They're the ones that said there was no foul play. So now they're calling for accountability regarding this situation, because it's obvious. Once Mexico released the autopsy and said a broken neck and a broken spinal column, that ain't happening from alcohol poisoning. Right. So Tamika Mallory with Until Freedom has gotten involved with this, and a lot of people have been tweeting about what's happening, to the point earlier of making this headline news that it may not have been prior to this. So they've done a really good job of pushing authorities. Her parents have finally gotten the FBI involved. So people are outraged, as we should be. We should all be outraged.
Right.
So we do have calls to actions straight from Until Freedom, and Until Freedom is Tamika Mallory's organization. So basically, the demands are that the U.S. Department retract their statement. So again, they're the ones that said that there was no foul play. So we want that retracted. Demand that the embassy in Mexico, in coordination with Mexican government, the U.S. State Department and FBI do a thorough investigation. Her parents deserve that. You can call the embassy at this number. You can at them, you can tweet them, and use the hashtag Justice for Shanquella. And we want to make sure that we share this information far and wide, because this is such a tragic story and it's so convoluted right now. Like, her parents are really trying to find a way to be able to figure out what occurred, as her friends are not being honest. So having said that, the last show we talked to y'all about friendship breakups, and really quickly, just wanted to share what some of the red flags might be if you feel like you might be in a toxic friendship, right? So if there's competitive behavior, if you feel drained after interacting with people, or if they like make jokes at your expense, or they tell you things like you can't have other friends, or even if they don't respect your boundaries, right? You tell them like, these are my boundaries, and they cross those boundaries. These are people that are not your friends, right? So again, listening to our gut, right? We just talked about that. Listen to our gut and listening to our spirit. When our spirit tells us that something ain't right, y'all, let's listen. And I'm not saying that Shanquella did or did not have these indicators. We don't know, right? And unfortunately, we can't ask her. But it definitely gives us some additional clarity and additional fuel to make sure that we're doing these audits and assessments of the people that we have in our inner circles. I would hate for any of us to go somewhere with people who are actively plotting against us. And it is a thing. there are people who will take time to get into your space and then try to destroy you. It is unfortunate, but it is a thing. So we need to make sure that we are very careful and that we have our boundaries intact so we don't fall into that situation. All right.
All right.
So again, if you all will help us to amplify that story, we really appreciate that.
I was just incensed. I mean, I know we could talk about it a little bit more, but it's still very fluid. They're still gathering all the information that they need. But I'm glad that the FBI is involved in this. And if I can give my personal opinion, I know we stated all the facts, but I just hope everyone in that room, everyone, the guy that filmed it should be, all of them should be under the jail. This is Sabrina's, this is Sab's opinion. This is Sab giving her opinion. Like, I know there are a lot of emotions are coming out of it because of this, but it's just very heartbreaking, and it's just very disheartening. And it's just 2 + 2 = 4. It's like I know we're all getting a online view of it. And again, everything is very fluid and we don't know, we weren't there obviously, but it's just like, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to, I don't know. I feel like we've been through this before with the young lady in Chicago, the Shanika Jenkins, when she died in the freezer in Chicago in the hotel and she was with friends. I feel like this is a similar situation and we were all trying to figure out what happened and who she was with. And
I don't know we ever figured out what happened with that situation. Yeah. So yeah, it's a lot. But we want to make sure that we amplify it because her parents definitely deserve to know what happened and they deserve to get their consequences for their actions because they were definitely not her friends. So if you all will help us amplify that, we greatly appreciate it. All right. So we are going to transition into our discussion topic, and we actually have a surprise for you all. Surprise. We have a special guest joining us. Hold on. Let me get my air horns up. Hold on. Here she is, straight from the comments, y'all. We are bringing our special guest. Okay. Here she is, Miss Aisha.
Hey, girl.
What up?
Ooh, hey. I love your background, Aisha.
Thank you, girl. They all available. Just message me. They all available. Just saying. Gotta put that out there. Happy birthday, Sab.
Thank you.
Happy birthday. I've been waiting for that. Just saying.
Thank you.
Hello. Hey, Kimberland.
Hey, girl. We are so excited to have you. Y'all might be familiar with Aisha if you've been hanging out in the Beautiful Brown Girls community for a while. She's on Hey Beautiful. So she hosts those regional meetups, and she's here with us on Conversations every so often. So why not end our last show of the year and Sam's birthday with a special guest?
Woo! And I love it. That's the first time it's been all three of us. I love it.
Is it?
Yes. Yeah. I've been here with each of you separately, but it's all three now. I love this. So I'm excited. Hey, community.
Woo! Well, thank you for joining us. I'm excited for this particular topic. We thought of you specifically for this topic. So we're glad.
So y'all show Aisha some love there in the comments as she is going to join us for our discussion. So Sarah, what are we talking about?
So Michelle Obama recently released a book. We talked about this a couple episodes ago called The Light That We Carry, and she's currently on a book tour. And one of the things that she talked about in the book, she talked about her hair, she talked about her marriage, and one of the many things that she talked about thoughtfully and inspiringly is she talked about her marriage with Barack, and she talked about how, this was a shocker for me, she talked about how sometimes in a marriage or just in relationships in general, it's not always 50-50. In some situations it's 70-30 in her instance, and based on it says give based on what is needed or desired at the time of the frame. So essentially she talked about how sometimes there are things that you have to compromise is the word that I want to use, because I'm like, relationships are 50-50. Marriages are 50-50. It's a surprise to me as I'm still trying to figure out, navigate this dating space and ultimately marriage. But it got me to thinking, like, okay, can we share the video of Michelle? So there's a video of her, and she talked about what it has been like with her and Barack. Has it been 30 years? 20 years?
30.
I feel like 30.
She said 30.
30
years. Goals.
Jesus, that's a whole life.
I said marriage to Kimberland. I said, marriage is a commitment. It is not a feeling. When you are married for 30 years, it is a commitment. And so can we please listen to what?
Yeah, so let's hear what she has to say.
Look over my marriage. If I were to judge it in year 5 or year 10, there was never 50-50. Somebody was always giving way more. Someone always needed a different kind of thing. You have to evolve with it. And so, yeah, there were times when I felt like I was 70% in and he was doing 30% because of the choices that I made in the terms of how I wanted our family to look.
Yeah.
I had to take my foot off of my career gas pedal, never putting on the brake, but slowing up a little bit. Those are the natural compromises that are required. And I feel bad when I see young people giving up on their relationships because there are periods of hard. So I think it's important for us to be honest in those conversations, not to glamorize what a partnership feels like, because then young people quit too soon. They quit before they've really, played out the full scenario. If I look,
I appreciate that perspective, because usually, and I'll be really quick, in my dating space, if something goes awry, I'm like, but you can't do that in the marriage.
Do you?
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
You will still be on the dating train for a long time then if you do that. I'm just saying. Like, it's okay. So as the married one of the group here, just to give it a little context, my husband and I have been together from dating until now for 17 years. Mm-hmm. And then we just celebrated in October our 13th wedding anniversary. So thank you. Mm-hmm. And I had to laugh, Sab, when you were like, you were shocked that it's not 50-50. That is the thing that we, especially as women, as little girls, are sold from the time we are young. Yep. Like, this is what he'll do, and this is what you'll do, and it'll all fit in a nice, neat little box. And like, that's not how it is. So when she said 70-30, I was like, oh yeah. I love it, Irma. No, pickings are slim, but you gotta be looking in the right place. And it starts with looking within. So I will tell you, my husband and I, who we are today is not the same two people we were 17 years ago. Not even close. And when she said, when Michelle talked about the 70-30, and it might have been 70-30 for them, 10 years in. And then by 20 years, maybe it was 60-40. Maybe it was 70-30 again, but they swapped who was 70 and who was 30. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The word for me that comes to mind, and it's not even compromise, it's evolve. Like I said, my husband and I, we are not the same two people, for better or worse, that we were 17 years ago, because we changed and we had to, we bought a house, we had different careers, we added a child to the mix, add some children, and that's going to change anybody for everything, right, better or worse. And so there were times that I know I was 70% in, I was like 90% in. He was 10, trying to still live his sort of bachelor life, the young guy life. I'm just have fun. Honey, I'm going to go see my friends and be out until 2 a.m. Oh, no, you not. Like, that's not, no. Listen, a good locked door. My husband will tell you in 17 years, he has slept in the car in the garage before.
Aisha,
Yeah,
really?
I'll go get him right now. And he'll be like, yeah, that's happened. Because somebody was not evolving in a way that was productive to the relationship. You know, and so we've had several conversations. We've had those conversations. And I think too, part of it was, especially when we were younger, we didn't fully understand. I didn't fully understand. I don't necessarily think that either one of us thought it was this whole 50-50 thing, but we didn't understand that it was okay for it to be 70-30, that it's okay to be 60-40 at a certain time.
Okay. So do you think communication, and I know earlier I said I'm chuck the deuces if something goes awry, but I'm quick to it throws me off. So my ask to you, Aisha and or Kimberland, is like, I know we talk about communication, but do you think communication was really, really, really helpful with your tenured marriage?
Yes.
Aisha?
And communication changes. I had somebody tell me a long time ago, they said, you have to find somebody who fights the same way you do. And what that means is, like, I tend to have different ways of fighting, and my husband has figured that out and like what I need in the certain situations over this time frame. And we're still learning. I said to him just 2 days ago, honey, I love you, and I love how we've changed together. I literally 2 days ago, I said that to him. I used to be that person that when I fought with you, I'm coming for blood. I'm going to hit you below the belt and then some. I'm going to dig a hole. I'm going to bury you in it. And that's that. That's not healthy.
Yes.
For a relationship.
Yeah.
Just putting that out there. I had to learn how to, and it's funny because my son is 8. They teach them at school, like, how to communicate, and they call them I statements. Somebody does something to you, somebody says something to you, you say, I don't like what you did. Here's why. Here's how it made me feel.
Yeah.
I would like for you to do X, Y, Z instead. It seems really trivial, but it's funny. It's one of those lessons that I go, even as an adult, I need to remember that. My communication with my husband in probably the last 5 years, last 3 years, has gotten even so much better because I've done a lot of work on me. He's done a lot of work on him. And in doing so, we're able to work together. You know, they talk about not just fighting, but the idea of love language. Okay. And we have to, everybody's love language, like my son, like said, he's 8. His love language is he wants gifts. Like most kids, they like you to give them stuff, you know, where's my present? What can I unwrap, you know, from Santa or whatever? But those things really do exist. But I will say, I know for me, I've started to understand that my love languages change at different times.
Oh, I didn't know they could change.
Yes. And they change based on experience. They change based on the feeling in the moment. So I'm a super huggy, touchy-feely person. There is a research study that says every person needs at least 7 hugs a day in order to feel happy. It's like a stress reliever. 7. That's a lot. Most people don't get that. Yes. Most people do not. Exactly.
Okay, because I'm like, I can't tell you the last time I had a hug.
If you got to hug yourself. You know, we went out somewhere the other day. He's holding my hand. That was what I needed. It was great. In times of high stress, though, because of things I've gone through in my life, those high stress moments, I'm exactly the opposite. Don't touch me. Don't come near me. Let me have my space. Let me get my cry out. Let me be in a room by myself. Like, do not come near me. And over that 17 years, we've had to discuss that. We've had to, he knows why I respond that way to physical touch before. It's because of things that have happened in my past. He knows why, like, I need words of affirmation. Sometimes he'll say something, my husband, now Kimberland's met my husband before. He's a lovely human, but he can be quite sarcastic. And, you know, there are times I'll look at him and I'll say, you are an a-hole. Like, I need you to quit. And his sarcasm, sometimes I love and it makes me laugh and it's humorous. But there are sometimes I'll say to him, I just need you to say, you know, make me feel better. Say something positive, say something encouraging, and make me believe it. Like, don't just blow smoke up my, you know what, that ain't gonna work out. I'm a
You know what I find interesting about what you said, Aisha, that I've never really thought about, for instance, is that love languages might change based on outside circumstances. And something else that you mentioned was that everything has to start within. So I'm really interested in hearing from you, as well as those of you who are watching that are in marriages. How does one emotionally and mentally prepare for that healthy relationship, right? What are the things that we should be working on within to be able to receive a partner?
Yes.
I had to really get comfortable with some demons that I had, things that I was carrying that I know full well subconsciously or consciously sabotaged previous relationships. I know there were some demons that I had that I was really, really good at hiding early on in my relationship with my husband. I'm not gonna lie, probably 5 years into it, they started coming out. And I had to really come to grips. There were things 5 years in he didn't know. I had to be honest with myself. I had to be honest with him. And it was like, okay, you know, it's that idea of when we talk about the friendships and like who you let in and boundaries and all that. By the 5-year mark, I was like, okay, I'm feeling you out. My gut's telling me this is good. Your spirit looks good. Like everything is lining up. Let me put this in and see what happens. And thankfully, I mean, my husband is 1 in a million. Like he is. It's not that he was okay with the demons, because let me tell you, there were a couple that he was like, ooh, yeah, you know, but he was willing to have the communication to understand them. He was willing to have the communication to help me through them. And the other thing is having realistic expectations. Because listen, when I was a kid, I came from a broken home. You know, my home life. So when a lot of people find out what my true home life was, they're like, "How are you well adjusted now?" I'm like, "Am I?" You know, they're like, "How are you here now?" I'm like, "Well, you know, one foot in front of the other. That's what we do." I didn't have a 2-parent household my entire time growing up. You know, I didn't have Phil and Heathcliff and I can't remember Felicia Rashad's character's name, but in the Huxtables, Claire, thank you. I didn't have Claire and Heathcliff Huxtable. I didn't have, you know, the parents from Family Matters. I didn't have those things. So what happened is I retreated into that, and I was like, when I grow up, I'm going to find somebody just like him, and it's going to be great. And by the end of the 30 minutes, our kid's going to listen. Everything's going to be like, that ain't it. You know, at the end of the 30 minutes, we just getting started. You know, I had to come to grips with reality, what a relationship looks like, the work that goes into it. Sab, you said, you know, after 30 years, you know, like that's a lifetime. It's work.
Yeah.
Period. Bottom line. If you're not willing to put the work in, good, bad, or otherwise, then the relationship's not for you. If your goal is the pretty white dress, that's one day. That's thank you. Yeah. The pretty white dress, it comes and goes. You know. Now, I say relationships are work. It should be work that you want to do.
Yeah.
I love going to sleep and seeing my husband at night. I love, you know, he's the last person I kiss at night, the first person I kiss in the morning. You know, I know I'm a better person because of him. And likewise, he can tell you he's better because of both ways. Yeah. You know, so there have been times 70-30. There might be moments of 50-50, but that's not That's not where you're living. That's not the space you're living in.
You visit the 50-50. You live in the lopsidedness.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then, like, when we first got together, that man didn't have a pot to, you know what in.
You see,
As my dad would say. He didn't. He did not. He was working some 1099 job, making peanuts, living his best, bachelor life. And I rolled up there like, hey, and but there was something about it, chemistry, all that stuff. Once we got through the haze of, oh, this is so much fun, and we started putting the work in, I was very much a go-getter. Like, hey, I know you have this talent. You're amazing at this IT stuff. Let's look for you for a job for that. Help push him, help with resume, all that stuff. Now on the flip side, he's incredibly successful, and I'm so ridiculously proud of him. Now he supports me in my dream of what I want to do. So now that 70-30 in that aspect is him putting
Now
in
it's
70.
shifted. Yeah.
And it's wonderful. It works, but you got to look within. You got to know what your love languages are, what your triggers are that are going to make that love language good or bad. Because not everybody wants physical touch because of things they've been through or gifts or whatever. Like, if you were lacking stuff as a child, that love language might not be for you. It might set you off in a negative way. And then give the love language to yourself. If you like gifts, buy yourself some gifts. If you like physical touch, I'm going to say it, touch yourself. Exactly. If you like work, if you need somebody to give you those words of affirmation, like I need it sometimes, because I get in my own head and I don't say I suffer from, I live with anxiety, and I am a classic overthinker. Like, I am the textbook case of overthinker, I'm pretty sure. So I go to him sometimes for words of affirmation, but give them to yourself. I know Kimberland's got the affirmation podcast. I have words of affirmation written in places around my house. For my son, I write them down in my journal at work for myself. You got to give those things to yourself, because if you don't give it to yourself, don't expect somebody else to give it to you, because then you don't know how to communicate it to them.
Yeah.
If I didn't know how to communicate to my husband, he'd be like, I guess everything's great, when I'm like silently suffering over there.
Yeah.
And that's to that point right there. Like, so many times, because we are not communicating, we're expecting our partner to show up for us in a way that they don't know, right? Or may not even be able to do at that time, because we're not communicating what we need. I really appreciate
them.
Right. And then we become resentful.
What did you say, Aisha? I didn't hear her.
I said, then we hold it against them, and because they didn't do it and we're resentful, we got to communicate it. And we got to remember too, that my love language might be physical touch. Like, I might need that hug, hold my hand. That might be a negative trigger for them. Like, it might be something that for whatever reason, he's like, don't touch me.
Right.
So, just like you have to be able to fight together to be productive, you got to make sure you understand each other's love languages in the positive and the negative too. And it's work, it's like I said, 17 years and we're still figuring things out. And there's definitely smoother moments, like not all of it's like, it's hard, it's working.
Yeah.
I think honestly, if I had to say, I was like, right now, we're really good. Let me knock on some wood here. But had you asked probably 6 years ago, we were in a very rough, dark space.
Commitment. Marriage is a commitment.
Yeah.
And that's to your
Love
point, Sam.
Right?
Yeah, love is a commitment, not a choice, right? So you've committed to show up for this person, and you've committed to do life together.
Yeah.
I really like when you said give the love language to yourself. Something that I'm very aware of is in singleness that we should be whole in our singleness, right? We should be able to spend time with ourselves. We should like ourselves. Like we should know the things that we like and the things that we want to explore and what our dreams are and all that kind of stuff. So being able to give that love to oneself removes the unrealistic expectation for our partner to show up as the savior of all the things, because that's not fair to them.
And if you remember that that Tom Cruise movie several years ago, the Jerry Maguire movie, and at one point in the movie, I think he says to her, or she says to him, one of them said to each other, and they're like, "You complete me."
Yeah.
And everybody's like, "Oh, that's so sweet." No, that's crap. Like, that's garbage. No, you should be complete without this other person.
Right.
Yeah.
This other person is like, I like to think of it like, you know, a pair of earrings. Like, you're already dressed, your outfit's complete. You're just putting on this pair of earrings for a little extra pizzazz. That's
I
it.
like it.
You don't
I
need
like
it
it.
to be dressed.
Yeah.
You want to. But if you're looking at that other person like, I need these earrings, it's like I don't have a shirt on, I don't have this on, you're done. You are done.
Yeah. And to Irma's point here, she was saying that basically if a man is not for you, he's not for you.
Absolutely.
Right. And so we're not talking about forcing any type of relationship, right? If again, I'm gonna go back to, we listening to our spirits over here. And if your spirit is telling you that something ain't right, then something ain't right, right? But if your spirit is telling you that this is a safe place, that this is a safe person, but there might be a season of something that's happening where we might have to, again, be lopsided, right? Honor that, because you've made that choice to commit to that person. But we're not forcing nothing.
No. And part of that lopsided is being humble. You know, there's a bit of humility that goes into, I'm okay being on either side of that 70-30 in this moment, because that's what my relationship needs. It's when, you know, was it pride goeth before the fall? It's when we are so proud that it's no, I'm giving 50, you have to give 50 too. No, like be humble, know that the other person needs something and it's okay. You need something, it's okay. And yeah, the right person is going to say, is going to be there to know that they're humble enough to put in the work, that y'all match, you know, in your love languages, at least part of the time. And again, they're not completing you. And you're, listen, if he or she, no judgment, whatever, your partner, let me say that, if your partner is looking for you to complete them, it's just as dangerous. That's
unhealthy.
Yes. Like, you don't need to be completing anybody, and you don't need anyone to complete you. Neither of those is healthy. Like,
Thank you for that, Aisha. So Sab and I, you know, are always wanting to breach these types of topics, right? But because neither of us are married, we decided we would go and find someone who was. So thank you for your willingness to come on and be very transparent about your own marriage, but also the advice that you've provided. It really is resonating with me, I can say specifically, but also with folks in the community, of just recognizing. Trevette said, come on with the word, okay?
Anytime,
so
Trevette.
Thank you so much for gracing us with this wisdom, right, of 17 years in the game. Now, before we let you go, please tell the people where they can find you.
Yes. You can find me right now. The easiest place to find me is on Instagram, Art in Between, right there. Where you can follow my art journey. The paintings you see behind you are all done by me. I will be launching a website probably close to the beginning of the year. And I also, and you all are the first to hear it, I'm gonna give you the good word right now. I'm so excited. I will be launching my own storefront of clothing with my art on e-commerce. Yes.
Shut your, where's my air horn?
So you're launching an e-commerce store.
Yes. And it will be clothing. And it will be clothing that is the prints you see on the clothing will all be my art. Right now, and I don't have the other one with me, but this one you see right here is already on several pieces. I love that one's one of my favorites. It's already on several pieces. It will also include things like tote bags. It will include things like throw pillows. You know, you want your home furnishings.
You gotta keep us posted, Aisha. This is awesome.
And it will include at right now just starting with men's shirts as well. So we gonna be looking good, and we can get something for our man too.
I love that, Aisha. That is amazing. I'm excited.
I'll be working on that and looking to launch that close to the beginning of the year. So just keep your eyes peeled for that.
Thank you so much for that. Please keep us posted on what you have going on, so we can also make sure we amplify it here. And have a wonderful holiday season, y'all. Make sure y'all go to Art in Between, art_in_between to follow Aisha, her art journey, and get some of her stuff, y'all, because sis is on it.
Mwah. Happy holidays, ladies. Love y'all. Thank you. Bye.
Oh my gosh, that was so awesome. So proud. Wow, we are doing big things out here in this beautiful brown girl community. I'm telling you, some amazing things. So to that point, y'all, we want to take a moment to celebrate our beautiful brown girl spotlights. Y'all know this is something that we have every show. And today, our beautiful brown girl spotlight is y'all. Give yourself some love, honey. Give yourself some love, honey. We are out here doing the things. I want you to shout yourself out in the comments. Shout out what you are doing right now, what you are working on right now. If you got an IG handle, if you got a website, if you have whatever you have, drop it in the comments so that we can celebrate you.
Aisha doing big things. Kimberland, you doing big things. I'm working on my master plan. But no, one of the things that I'm sorry we didn't get to it. Maybe we'll get to it in the top of the year. But we wanted to. One of the things, the mental health moment was just celebrating each other, celebrating Aisha, celebrating Kimberland, celebrating you, ladies. Let us know what you're doing so that we can amplify and share with the community all the things that you're doing. Because
so Tianda says she is working on publishing her journal. Lakia, oh my God, just got home from Nutcracker rehearsal. She was cast in September to dance, honey. Girl.
And Lakia, didn't she just open? I feel like Lakia, you just opened a business recently.
She did recently this year. But sis, I want you to dance. I want you to dance your heart out. I want you to dance like nobody is watching, okay? So y'all, again, shout yourselves out in the comments. Again, Beautiful Brown Girls is all about community. We want to make sure that we are honoring you. It does not fall deaf on us that y'all are out here doing amazing things. And honey, it is time to celebrate. So as Aisha said, honey, give this love to yourself. We want to give love to each other. I'm going to drop my stuff in the comments, child, because this next year finna be popping. All right? Popping. All right. So having said that, let's make sure that you all know how to connect with us. Again, we are going to be on hiatus until January, until the new year. So in the meantime, you want to make sure that you have gone to our website, beautifulbrowngirls.com. that you have gone to our Facebook page, Beautiful Brown Girls, joined our Facebook group, Beautifully Shaded, that you followed us on Instagram at Beautifully Shaded and on Twitter at Beautiful Brown U. We also want to make sure that you take some time to go check out our members network if you aren't already in that space, so that you are able to connect with women on a deeper level. And again, share all this amazing stuff that you all are doing. Sab, Tell the people what you have going on, ma'am.
Gosh, I try not to speak it out into existence until I'm actually working on it. There are some things that I am working on that I just have I take action is the word of 2023 for me. But please continue to follow me and support me at sabjackson.com. All of my social information is there. I am most active on Snapchat. Even as last night, I was actively drunk and excited the night for my birthday. So
That's all right. It was your birthday.
it was my birthday. But yeah, just please follow me at sabjackson.com. All of my social handles are there and podcasts. All that
I didn't hear you. I'm gonna need you to say that you have a podcast, ma'am.
Yes.
Girl, tell the people.
Bet on a Black Woman with Sab Jackson is the podcast. And yeah. I need to do better at amplifying myself.
How can people find that?
Sabjackson.com. You can find it on.
I'm just making sure the people know.
You can find it on all podcast platforms. Thank you, Kimberland.
My pleasure. We are here to amplify.
What about you? Where can people find my Black ass business and merch?
Yeah, I'm working on a lot over here. So I'm actually revamping my entire brand, KimberlandJackson.com. The site is still up. I am a life coach. If you are looking for a life coach, you're looking for someone to help hold you accountable, you're wondering what your purpose is, you're wondering what's next for you. Maybe you're transitioning out of a toxic job space and you're really wondering what that looks like. Please do reach out to me. I will be having coaching classes this upcoming year. I'm actually also working on the life coaching certification program. If you have ever wanted to be a life coach and you have a desire to help people, that's also something that I'm working on. Most importantly, though, right now, I am working on being a whistleblower. And I am sharing my story of what occurred to me what happened to me when I was in Pennsylvania. I'm sharing it with the purpose of both blowing the whistle, but also simultaneously holding space for people who may be going through toxic work situations right now, or who may be looking for some type of support or wondering what to do. So if you will go to my Instagram and my YouTube. I'm a YouTuber now, y'all. Go and follow me on the YouTubes, honey. Minding My Black Ass Business on all platforms. That is where I am. That is what I'm doing. And the holidays or these next few weeks are going to be filled with things. So if you are looking for something to watch, you are looking for something to engage in, please do come and holler at me.
Real quick, can I also say her introduction to Instagram, she already got flagged. Let me tell you why she got flagged. She got flagged because she was sharing some that's when you know you made it, when you get flagged on Instagram. Or I'm sorry, on YouTube.
On YouTube. Yeah, so child, they don't want me to talk about it. They don't want me, honey. They don't want me to talk about this stuff. But
please tune in to her podcast. I'm sorry.
It's juicy, y'all. It is juicy. I'm telling you.
I'm laughing because it's like that means you made it.
Yeah. It's juicy. So I appreciate every follow. I appreciate every like. And we appreciate you all for hanging out with us so consistently here on Brownversations. Again, this is a labor of love for us. We pour our everything into curating this space for you all. So thank you all for being here with us. And one last thing that we want to say is happy birthday, Sam!
Thank you, ladies. I loved celebrating my birthday with you, ladies. I couldn't think of a better place to do it. So thank you, ladies, for sharing it with me. This will be a memory I will never forget. So thank you. Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you, ladies.
So y'all, the Brownversation doesn't stop here. Keep commenting, keep liking, keep sharing, keep the things going. I'm certain that you know somebody that needs to hear something that we said. We gave out a lot of information. So make sure that you share that for us. We will see y'all back here in January 2023, honey. Okay. So in the meantime, y'all frolic freely, okay? Laugh, smile, do something that brings you joy. We love you so much, and we'll see y'all next year. Bye.